Hey guys, hello, welcome to another edition of the Crypto Lab with Alex, featured by Trading Analysis. Sorry for a small delay, I had some things to finish, so I was a touch of a late, so to prepare better I was just postponing it for 30 minutes forward. I hope you don't mind. So let's dive in. Today we're going to look Bitcoin and Ethereum chart. From the macro perspective, we had Jerome Powell speaking yesterday. We have pretty much talked about this on the Crypto Lab on the macro side in the last couple of months. We were looking the chart of the 10-year yields, and as we approached some of the upper zones, it was not so difficult to guess that the Fed will slow down moving rates on the upside. I think that we still have a little bit more to go down in yields. Stocks are moving higher, leading a couple of cryptos as well higher, but I still think we are not on the safe ground, so that we cannot confirm the complete reversal signature. So the main theme in the crypto world is still the FTX collapse. We had Sam interviewed yesterday or 2 days ago with no intentions to defraud markets and clients. All of that story now is torn apart by people on the YouTube, by the former investors. So the consequences, except a couple of bankruptcies, are still not known. So I think we are going to spend a couple of weeks more until we find out what exactly has happened and how big is this contagion or a spread of this FTX reach in the crypto world. From the sentiment perspective, I have discussed that with my members in the last few weeks. I think from the sentiment perspective, maybe this is something which we can mark as a potential lows, not now, but maybe in the process. But some of these type of events, when you see capitulations, when the miners are also capitulating and dumping Bitcoin because of the expenses. We had these events previously in the crypto world. Maybe we are close to some potential lows, so we will see that on the charts. Your comments and questions you can leave in the comments box, of course. And if you like to look something on the stock side, we do have Wednesday stream or recover stocks and indices in a more thorough manner, as well as a little bit more of a macro. So let's dive in. Let's look Bitcoin and Ethereum chart as a main kind of a drivers, and let's dive in. So I'm gonna I don't have much new to say on the Bitcoin chart. So from the perspective of the sentiment, I think definitely we have a condition to consider this to be maybe close to some type of a potential basing process. RSI on the weekly level, it's pretty nice kind of retracing here, as you can see. So that's also one of the sign. Time ratio between the wave 2 and wave 4 are still within the borders we are willing to accept. So if this is some type of a flat and this is some type of a directional correction, guideline of alternation will suggest that potential complexity of wave 4 might actually unfold, and in most cases that is actually the case. But one of the rules in the Elliott Wave principle states that the wave 4 cannot enter the territory of the wave 1, and that actually will nullify the potential of these 5 waves to be just part of a bigger correction. We will have to modify the wave count, but anyhow, in both cases I will expect either some bigger pullback or a new uptrend on the upside. Of course, depends what we are going to do here. So let me go and dive into this again. I have explained that a couple of times. One of the things which is not so nice, I will say, we have talked about this 200 moving average on the weekly basis and how the Bitcoin behaved before. We have seen that we have traded below it, but not for much. Okay, so we had a spike on COVID, which is kind of understandable. COVID was a big event. Stocks was moving pretty sizably lower. So I will completely justify this kind of a tick down in bar from a weekly perspective on a Bitcoin. Here it was 2014 and 15. We had a small movements lasting week or two, but this starts to be a little bit more worrisome in a sense that we are trading now below this 200 a pretty considerable time. That is the first thing, kind of on a negative side, I will say. Second thing is that the wave count invalidation, it's much more closer than in Ether. And in Ether, Bitcoin pair, Ether is, at least for now, much more bullish than in relation to Bitcoin. So let me close this a little bit more in this potential ending diagonal pattern. So that we can see a little bit closer what is going on. So I think there is a possibility, rather than marking this as some type of a running flat and low, we still don't have a confirmation and the 5-way move up that this is actual lows. So I will wait for that development. I'm not in a hurry. If we are in the ending diagonal pattern, that's a very rule-based pattern. So it means it has pretty nice ratios which you can follow, but sometimes they're really hard to read. As you can see, this is a bunch of ABCs. So I label this as a wave 4. We still can be in a wave 3, a move down, and then a wave 4. So it's a tricky to deal with this, but it's going to give you, especially if the wave 4 enters the territory of the wave 1, which is a necessity for the ending diagonal. So we need to climb above 19,125, so this to qualify for the ending diagonal, and then the last 3 waves down might be down to 14 to 15k, which will be the end of this potential 5-way move down. Okay, so this can be part of a flat, and in that case we're going to see a clear impulse wave up, pretty large in its development. So it's going to be a 5 waves up, a pullback in a wave 2, and a possible continuation further on the upside. So that's one of the versions I'm looking at. You know, I'm not the proponent that you have 10 versions. So I think things are very clear here in a Bitcoin chart. So either we go from here, we don't invalidate the wave count, flat stays alive, and then we can look for a confirmation that we have a higher degree trend still intact. And the second option is also pretty simple. So I will show you that one, and in my opinion that is something which is also possible. So we actually invalidate and we trace ABC on the upside. So we trade below 13,800 and we close weekly bar or a daily bar below it. So it needs to penetrate really that area, and from there then I can go with an ABC and look for a continuation downside towards between let's say 3 and 5k for this wave 4. Okay, so it really comes to that. So I'm going to observe that levels for the wave count invalidation. If we carve some type of a bottom here and actually react and pass this 200 moving average in impulsive manner, there will be a kind of a higher probability that we might be in a new bull run, which will develop from February, March 2023, and actually, as every cycle before, go upside until a couple of months when the halving completes, and they'll roll over further lower. Okay, so that is the best case scenario if we consider the global liquidity, interest rates, and also halving event in March of 2024. This will be the best case scenario. So this was actually a wave 4. we go up in a wave 1, wave 2, and if on the other case we do have a wave count invalidation, I think that the 3 waves up, not very large in development, maybe retracement up to 50%, will also be something to look for, and from there potential confirmation in 5 waves down, which will actually hammer, in my opinion, the possibility that we're going to continue lower towards these prices. So these corrections can vary. This B wave can be a little bit more complex, lasting a little bit more time. But anyway, if we see a choppy, sloppy price action going most of the time sideways, and if we don't see any decisive continuation on the upside, I think the B wave will be something we need to look for the continuation move lower. So this is still far in time, so we're going to focus on this ending diagonal and potential long trade with our members. I still don't have a definite conviction, but it more and more looks like an ending diagonal. So you have a 3 waves down, 3 waves up. This you can define as a 3 waves down. Even if this wave 3 goes a bit lower, we're going to be most likely in the ending diagonal, going a little bit lower, and that will be it. So we can expect very soon in the next, maybe after New Year, maybe a little bit later, a kind of a nice reaction to the upside in 5 waves, either in A or in 1, and that this wave count invalidation will tell us a lot. So if we look at Ethereum Bitcoin chart, it still looks pretty bullish, at least in my world. So I do look this for a continuation on the upside. And in that respect, if we look a larger time frame, so from the beginning we see some type of an expanding leading diagonal, 3 waves pullback, and then a wave 3 developments without the wave count invalidation here, which was relatively close, and then we see an impulsive move development. So we might be in some type of wave 2 already finished, or a little bit more to this yellow line, and then I think we're going to develop further higher for now. And Ethereum chart also looks much better than a Bitcoin chart, which kind of justifies this Ethereum Bitcoin situation. If you can see, even Nasdaq and a Bitcoin posted the new low, Ethereum didn't. Okay, so I'm still going to stay and be bullish on the Ether, and on the smaller time frame my wave count looks like this. And how do I see this? I think potentially as a Bitcoin is moving lower, my preferred look on the Ether will be this, that we are in some type of prolonged complex correction, or this was some type of a flat, we are done here, but then this needs to trace out in 5 waves up. If you go on a daily level, this 200 moving average was pretty persistent of stopping the Ether to go above it, as you can see a couple of times. So there is a 3 times here we tried kind of to go around. This intermediary kind of a B wave in some type of a flat goes very well. Maybe we test that again on daily, and we do trace one more push to the downside. I pair that with a possible Bitcoin last move. So as long as we trade above this in some type of a corrective manner, for me Ethereum, although this is wave 2 is already long, I don't like much to see that there is a lot of hesitation, but from the Elliott Wave standpoint it's still valid. I will look for 1100, 1150, 1050 for a potential levels from where we can see something more on the upside. Worst case scenario, we are also in some type of ending diagonal in Ether, and we go below this low, and actually this was a wave 4. So this is also viable from the Elliott Wave perspective, but since the Ether is holding so well, in all of this storm, the FTX, the rates, all of that stuff, I think this will be more appropriate wave count for the Ether. Let's see your question, guys. If you have any questions on Bitcoin and Ether and how do we perceive them, so type it in the box. Let me see what you are writing. Black Max, hey. Schnitzel, hello. Felix, metals and gold and silver, copper. We're not gonna do that today. Room, please, if possible. Hi, Alex. Thanks for awesome contact. Thank you guys for being here. William, hello, William. Blaze, Alex, can you please take a look? Gold and silver. What is it with gold and silver, guys? It's going up, so. Hey, Alex, can you check up XRP, Matic, Schnitzel, DYDX, Atom? Okay, so we're gonna look a couple of them. Since we have requests, so let's look couple of this. What is it? DYDX. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, the C wave, it still reached its target around, so I'm still not sure we have a reversal pattern for now. This is still contained in a parallel channel, so we are still looking. We need to see some breakout on the upside, but this is still, I mean, in my opinion, this is still not some actionable chart yet for the bullish development. It might develop, of course, always. This might be a basing process, but I want more proof. This is not enough for me because it still can actually mimic just the potential and just be a correction with a rollout to lower levels. So for now, I don't see, for me personally, I'm not, and usually I never act on this type of charts because the clarity is not there. Okay. Let me see. Alex, I'm concerned about ETF dropping lower, like 400, 600, which gives a proportional drop to the early 2080 crash. I don't know. I mean, I'm still not looking that. It is possible, fifth wave to go to that levels. If we have an ending diagonal, a kind of a 900 will be my level. But yeah, 800, 500, 400, I don't know. I mean, I think in any case, even if this fifth wave was here and we are going to go over the more serious drop, because the wave count invalidation on Ether is at 366, we are not going to reach that. I mean, at least in this move. So on Ether, if you would ask me about the bearish wave count, I will look for a retracement back to 2400 from any of these levels here, at least if we are not in a bullish development. So I don't think we're going to go that low. Okay, I don't see a space for it. Hi Alex, about Binance Coin. Binance Coin, yeah, with this FTX coin, everything. So Binance Coin is still on the loop, because these coins, of course, you can pledge them like the FTX and have the. CZ is not that stupid to do that. I can say freely. This guy thinks very thoroughly, I think, about his business, so I hope he's not stupid to do the same thing. And he was talking about that many times, so I don't think he's going to do that. So in that respect, I still think Binance Coin has a kind of a nice pattern. This is 1-2-1-2, wave 3, potentially in some type of a flat. I don't think the wave 4 is done. So I labeled this for the members. This as a potential expanding diagonal, which means it will look something like this, because I only have 3 waves here. I still don't have a confirmation that this is actually a breakout on the upside. So I'm gonna stay with the current downtrend. I will label this as A, up in B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an expanding diagonal in C with a little bit lower, kind of following Bitcoin and Ether with a little bit lower levels. Okay, so that will be my BNB observation. So just a touch that is expanding diagonal. So it is in the proportion with this wave 2. And then we're gonna potentially go up in a wave 3, then a larger degree wave 4 and wave 5. So this uptrend can last a little bit more years. If you look, let me just change the degrees and the colors. So if you look for now, okay, so wave count invalidation is far at 41.4. So I still think we're gonna see this wave 5 developing here anytime when we see the crypto market starts to moving on the upside. Okay, so it kind of looks good to me, as well as Matic. Matic has a similar developments. Okay. So let me see comments. Completely agree about the relative strength ETC with Bitcoin. Thank you. That was perceptive to see that already last summer. Yeah, we notified our client way back for that potential. Kusama, thanks for addressing. No problem. What we have more here? Not much. Rune. And let's, this looks like a fourth wave pullback. 1, 2. I don't like this expansion here. I don't know if this is the whole chart. Let me check it because we cannot count 5 waves there. So So yeah, the only possible way to put this in a perspective is that this was a smaller. So according to the rules, wave 3 cannot be the shortest wave, and definitely here it is longer than wave 1. So we can consider this to be either finished or in progress, a complex correction for now. If you want to label this as an ABC, okay, that's completely fine. There is a small 5 waves up, so there is a potential. I will put this on the list to watch it. We are still in a parallel channel, so we don't have a breakout phase yet. If this morphs into something more complex, it will look like this. So WXY, and then from here we're going to see reversal. But I will say that looking the RSI on daily and weekly, there is a potential here that this is the beginning of a wave 1, a little bit more down to this midline in a wave through wave 5. So maybe something more on the upside, or I think what will be the most appropriate wave count looking the whole of the crypto space, I think this will be a more appropriate. So this will be a 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and a 5 waves down. Okay, so I'm going to look for flat in the next couple of years here, and that will be looking something like this. So this will be a 3 waves down, 3 waves up. So when the cryptos maybe continue moving on the upside, this will be a little bit more down in B and up in C, just to catch everybody on the bullish side, and then reversal to the downside in a C wave. Okay, so this will be more logical. Otherwise, if you start counting this further higher, this will reach 2,000, 3,000, which I don't think we are in the really situation globally in that. So I don't think the cryptos will find such a big potential in a sense of trillions of dollars very soon going into them. Okay, especially if we don't see some regulations and the institutional side comes back, which for now it's not going to come back. Okay, we might have some hedge funds speculating, but some longer term investments, Silvergate also is still on the line. So I don't think that things are cleared enough for the new money to come in, especially from the institutional side. Okay, and this rally on the upside can be led only by kind of a new upside and correction in Bitcoin and Ether. So we will see, but I will not be carried away for a kind of a larger expansion on the upside, at least for now. Okay. Okay, guys, so thank you guys very much on the attention. We're gonna be a little bit shorter today, so if you want to check us out, you can check tradinganalysis.com. We have extensive, sane crypto coverage, so we are not moon guys or shill guys, as they call them. So if you want to have a kind of a normal guidance with a nice control over risk, and you can check us out. 27 bucks is a trial. We have Discord, member webinars, chart on request. So we have a lot of features there for longer term believers in the crypto space. So guys, see you next week. Thank you very much for being with me. And I hope the presentation was of any use for you guys. So thank you. See you guys. Click the like button and subscribe. See you. Bye bye.